These guys have a saying at the church. They say, we don't eat till we're full, we eat until we're tired. And I can tell. Got something exciting to show you here. Yes. It's been so long since I've had Chick-fil-A, and it means two things. Number one, the Daniel fast is obviously over. So today is the first full day off the Daniel fast, and excited to have some of the Lord's chicken. Secondly, it means that I am not in Kittanning. It's a travel day. Leaving the snow of Pennsylvania and entered into the rain of North Carolina. I am back traveling to Goldsboro once again, visiting one more time the First Church. So I've not been to Chick-fil-A since the pandemic began, and I've heard all kinds of stories about their legendary drive-thru service. I was probably the 50th car in line, and less than 10 minutes later, I was rewarded with a Chick-fil-A sandwich. So well worth it. Great job, Chick-fil-A. I mean, just, oh my God. It's magical. It's just, wow. Eight hours in the car. It's funny because last time I stayed in this place, there's a Sheetz right on the other side of this hotel, which is like, you know, divine intervention. But this time I'm staying in this hotel. Hello. Dropped everything off. Hour rest at the hotel room. The bishop and I staying together again. Thank you. Last time we were here, we were both on the Daniel fast, and we didn't get to eat this food, but this is like supposed to be legendary Southern food here. So you guys might remember the video before. I'll link it. I showed you they have a whole wing of this church that's dedicated to barbecue. So this is what they do. There you go. We had to make derby cars. That's the activity for the night. Here's the race.
3, 2, 1. Or champ, or whatever it is.
Working on it for round 2. Trying to take it home, bringing the victory back to Pennsylvania. We were all geared up for more races, and then nothing. We got one race. They were scared probably of our speedy vehicle. So we ended the day undefeated. We didn't win though. We didn't have the fastest car, but I'm sure if we had another chance, we would have. Day 2, more food. Always more food. So the main part of our second day is almost done. We have one more service tonight. It's been a lot of, talking and things that aren't very interesting to film. So I figured I'd just check in with you. There is something I wanted to talk about though. I was in this church last year, and it was a really significant time in my life. And I don't know if you guys ever, get to take some time and really analyze what you're doing. But over the course of a couple days, being away from everything really gives me an opportunity to reflect on what I'm doing and to really seek God's plan, seek God's timing, and let Him kind of mold everything that I'm trying to accomplish. And so it was in that time last year when I was here that something happened that I've never really shared with anyone in a public way. I've shared with a lot of people privately, but not in a public way. And I was in this very room, this room that's now been transformed into like, I don't know, a hub of all kind of stuff. This church is incredible. They're always doing outreaches into the community, and it looks like this room is probably part of a lot of that activity. But in this room last year, I sat in a breakout class about Hope Center, and I was here for the first time that I really felt strongly convicted that we needed to bring this to Armstrong County. And I'd heard about it before. I always thought, yeah, that would be nice. And, I'd had those thoughts before, but I felt it very strongly and very specifically that this needed to happen for Kittanning. And so I was beginning to think about, how would we ever do that? They were talking in the class about, when you have a Hope Center and they're connected to your church, you might have 50 to 75 people extra in your church at a time. And I was looking at our church that we had before in the old Knights of Columbus building and thinking, we didn't have room for 12 more people, let alone 75. How would we ever do that? And so I was a little bit like discouraged and distraught in my own relationship with God. And I can remember praying on the way back to the sanctuary, taking this walk that I'm going to take in just a moment to go back. I was going there for the last service of the time here, and just asking God, if you're telling me that this is supposed to happen, how could that ever possibly be? And I sat down in that final service in the chair that I'm going to go and try and sit in right now. And I really felt like God spoke to me very directly and said, the church of God will be your church. He also gave me a building for the Hope Center, which I'm not going to share right now because I still don't know if that's ever going to come to pass. But once you believe, I drove back that weekend, and on Monday morning, I got to my office and I received a call from the pastor of the Church of God who said, the deal we had on the church fell through. The church is available, and we'd love for you to make an offer on it. And a few weeks later, we did make an offer on it that was accepted, and that's the church that we're currently worshiping in today. That is a story that is completely supernatural. There is no logical, natural explanation for things like that happening. But it's my conviction. I don't preach at you guys all that much, except for maybe when you ask for it on live stream or something like that. But I don't use this channel as a platform to preach too much. But I just want you to know that God is still working in miraculous ways in the world that we live in. And whatever you're going through, or whatever feelings of rejection or dejection that you're walking through right now, I just want you to know that God loves you, that He has a plan for your life. And if we'll take the time and really focus on Him, that He is still willing to be found by us. He is still directing traffic, so to speak, in our world. And He still has a redemptive purpose for the people in our community. Like I said, I've never shared that before, but as I'm back here, all these feelings and emotions are flooding back of all the goodness that has happened over this past year that was so difficult. God has still been so faithful and so good to lay foundations for things that I really believe are going to affect generations of people in Kittanning. He's done so many supernatural things in Kittanning, stories that I could probably share if you guys are interested. Let me know in the comments. Maybe I can make some videos on that sporadically over the future. But I just think it's very important to let you guys know that the things that we're doing aren't by my power. I don't deserve credit for them. I simply try to be obedient to what I hear. And we have a whole group of people in Kittanning, not just at our church, but at many other churches and many other ministries and many other nonprofit organizations, people that are doing the same and are doing wonderful work. And God gets all the glory. And someday when Kittanning is truly crowned as one of the greatest cities in the United States of America, I pray that we don't say, by our might and by our power we have done this, but I hope that we turn to heaven and say, thank you, God, for what you've done through people that don't deserve your grace, that don't deserve your mercy, that don't deserve your love, and yet you've poured it out on us anyway, and you've given us an amazing opportunity to be your children and to follow you. And what a blessing, what an honor. I'm rambling. I'm missing the last service right now. I don't want to miss it, so I'm going to head back over there. Got one day left tomorrow, probably some more food. I don't know. These guys have a saying at the church. They say, we don't eat till we're full, we eat until we're tired. And I can tell. It shows. They've been feeding us extravagantly, and all the weight that I'm down on the Daniel fast, I'm probably going to come back with all of it back, but it's been a blessing. It's been a joy. Thank you again, First Church in Goldsboro, North Carolina. These people are amazing hosts. They're doing incredible work in their community, and what an incredible place to be, just to reconnect with the Lord of Glory. All right. Anyways, get back to the service. They have this all set up beautiful for after the service. These guys, they just do everything right. I mean, it's so well put together. If you haven't seen the church, if you weren't around on the channel from last year, I'll link the video up here. Go check it out and see this incredible facility. Very good, thank you. Okay, it's day 3. I'm at the hotel here, and I just have some work to finish before I go, but I just wanted to say I woke up this morning with a different freshness than I have felt in a long, long time. It's very clear and obvious to me that something special is happening. Something special is coming, that this year is going to be very, very good. And so just wanted to share with you my excitement. I'll be back home tomorrow. By the time you're watching this, tomorrow will be yesterday. So it's YouTube time is weird, but I'll see you soon. Well, the last day is over. More great information, more great food, and we had some special entertainment at the end of the day as well. They put on a little pep rally, and some local students, just incredibly talented individuals, gave us some pretty cool music performances as well. Man, just an awesome time. Thank you, Goldsboro, North Carolina. Thank you, First Church. Appreciate you guys, your hospitality, the beauty of your city and of your building. It's just always a pleasure to be a part of. So thank you. But if you'll excuse me, got to go back to the greatest city in the world. See you in the next one, friends.